He was worth billions as soon as he was born, but after the nurse finished giving him a bath, she found he had already stopped breathing. Fearing the powerful wealthy family might blame her, the nurse hurried to call the doctor. However, the phone line was occupied by the family's butler, so she had to tell him the truth instead. She then called the doctor, but the butler immediately hung up the phone. His wife had just given birth to a son. To repay the wealthy man, the butler was willing to swap his own son for the dead baby. Before the nurse could agree, the butler rushed to the room holding his own son and switched the two babies. Just as they left the room, thunder struck, and the dead baby suddenly began to cry. Seeing this, the nurse rushed to return the baby, but the butler snatched the baby back and warned her not to ruin his plan. As it turns out, the butler exchanged the children not to return the favor, but to make a rich life for his own flesh and blood. The butler said he had been poor all his life, and he didn't want to miss this opportunity. The nurse, in tears, tried to get the child back, but when the butler pushed her, she fell down the stairs and became a vegetable. From that day on, the two children began their very different lives. In the years that followed, the butler used his position to stay close to his biological son, Jack. When he learned Jack scored a 9 in math, he secretly changed it to 99. This way, Jack would receive the family's love. But when he heard his son Tom scored 98, the butler didn't praise him. Instead, he mocked him, saying that no matter how well he did, a poor kid was still a failure. To the butler, Tom was doomed to be a failure from birth. However, 20 years later, Tom had grown into a handsome young man and got into the country's best university. Unexpectedly, the butler secretly arranged for him to drop out of school. When he learned his biological son Jack had returned from studying in the U.S., the butler made Tom travel far to buy pumpkins, claiming they could ward off bad luck. When Tom arrived at the mansion, he suddenly felt that the scene before him seemed familiar. His father's angry scolding woke him up. Tom couldn't understand why his father was so full of love for everyone but him.